Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Today is Thursday, September 25th. Had quite a big sell off overnight. Looking at the chart real quick, we formed Asia high and low, and we did sweep below Asia low, but we did not take out Asia high, so we may see some decent movement today. Let's start out going over the current prop firm sales. I'll make it quick. So Apex Trader Funding, 50% off 1 day pass. That's all accounts. That's their standard sale. So if you want something from them, I would wait a little bit. Blue Sky Trading, 25% off all accounts with no activation fee. Buell Knox has 91% off option 1 accounts with 1 day pass and 75% off option 2 accounts with 1 day pass. That's their end of day accounts. Day traders over here, we've got 90% off trailing accounts, 80% off static accounts, and 40% off straight to funded. Funded Futures Network, 50% off all accounts, no activation fee, and buy one, get one free. So you can get 2 accounts literally for the price of 1 with no activation fee. Great deal there. Funded Futures Network, 10% off Rapid and Legacy accounts. I've been seeing some real big uncapped payouts coming from them on Twitter. They're coming over from the Forex space, and they're making a good name for themselves. Funding Ticks, 20% off all accounts, or if you've never had an account with them, you can use code SOPF to get 35% off your first account. Lucid Trading, great prop firm. Haven't heard any drama. No crazy rule changes. No denied payouts. Payouts are super quick. You request them and you have them within under like 2 or 3 minutes. I've been seeing 40% off Lucid Test, which the Lucid Test to Lucid Pro has 5-day payouts, and 30% off Lucid Direct if you want to skip the evaluation. Those have 8-day payouts. My Funded Futures, we've got 50% off all accounts. That's for new users, limit 1 per person. You have to never have an account with them before to take advantage of that. And the other side of that sale is if you buy 1 account with code SOPF, you'll get 5% off. But the second account you buy, you will get 25% off. Pretty good deal there. Fidus Prop Firm, they've got 80% off the OTP accounts, which is their one-time payment account, so there's no activation fee. And then they've got 60% off their evaluations. You can have up to 15 funded accounts with them, so you can have 5 fundamental, 5 swing, and 5 static. That's pretty nice there. Take Profit Trader, I'd never say enough about them. Daily payouts, no consistency. It does take 5 days for you to pass the evaluation, which is fine, but that's 40% off and no activation fee. So you can get funded with a 50K account with daily payouts and no consistency for $102 all in. Hell of a deal. The futures desk is 70% off static accounts, no activation fee, 50% off end of day. Tick Trader has 65% off their instant funding S2F Plus accounts. And if you use a crypto or Skrill to pay with, you get an extra 5% off, so up to 70% off there. And then they've got 25% off their regular S2F accounts and 25% off evaluation accounts. Trade Day, not spoke on enough either. Daily payouts, 30% off, no activation fee, no consistency once you're funded. They just changed the amount of days to pass an evaluation from 7 down to 5. And they have automatic milestones. Before they were kind of living in not the 21st century there for a while, where when you would hit a certain amount of profit or you would do something, you would need to email them in order for something else to happen. But now they've made it automatic where you don't have to email anymore and everything's automated. That's nice. And then we've got Tradeify, who just added Project X to the arsenal, and they've got 30% off all accounts. That's it on the prop firm deals today. If you're looking for an account, scoop one up. Code SOPF. Take a look over here at the high impact news calendar through forexfactory.com. The only red folder we had this morning was at 8:30. We had GDP and unemployment claims, as well as we had orange folder, durable goods, orders, and final GDP price index. So for the rest of the day, we don't have any more red folder, but we do have an orange folder at 10 a.m. for existing home sales. But another thing to be leery of today is we do have a bunch of Fed speakers talking. So member Schmid and member Williams talked at 9, and then Bowman speaks at 10, and we have Barr, Logan, and Dolly speaking this afternoon. So if you just trade the morning session, you only have one to watch out around 10 o'clock. So just be wary of that. So market is open there at 9:30. That's a damn volatile candle there. Powerful 9:30 open. So we are kind of in the middle of the range. If we throw a fib up here from previous week low to previous week high, we are now on a 50% retracement level between previous week high and low. We have swept previous day low in the overnight session, and we've also taken out London low on NQ. On ES, we're at the 62% retracement level from previous week low to previous week high, so we're in a deeper retracement. We've also swept previous day low, and we've taken out London low. So if we look over here, once again, like I said yesterday, I'm trying to get these Apex accounts passed before the renewal date. So I did break my rules again and trade Asia session. So that's why all that profit is there. I'd like to try to get those passed today. I'll have till the 28th before they renew. And I'm going to be patient today, wait for a good trade, and let's see if we can get these passed. I need about, I'm not sure why 1488 and 1506 are so far off from the rest of them. This one is roughly about $615 less than all the other accounts, and this one is $750 less. So on 18 of the 20 accounts, we only need about $2,000 profit, and on the other ones, we need closer to $3,000. So we're gonna see what we can get here. We're going to let this first 15-minute volatility get out the way because we are having a lot of back and forth movement here. I like to call the opening volatility the stop grabber 5,000. If you're tuning into the stream, please subscribe, like, drop a message in the chat. We get up to 10 viewers, we will do a giveaway for an Apex account, any size of your choice. I've also installed CloudBot from Streamlabs, which is going to manage loyalty points. You'll be awarded points for viewing the stream and also chatting on the stream. And we'll start doing some giveaways based off that. And I'm also going to let the bot manage the giveaways for even more fairness. So you'll have to type a command in chat in order to put your hat in the race for the giveaway. And once we get up to 10 viewers, I'll turn one on, and we'll run a giveaway. Lots of selling here off the open and the overnight session. You're just tuning in. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Having some nice selling pressure here off the open. Price currently tapping 24,500 psychological support. We would want to see 24,500 hold, or we're going to see lower here. The 4-hour chart is pretty ugly, but looking at the hourly, definitely bearish continuation here with the ultimate target being the sell side down here. Not today. At least I hope not. That would be another 250 point fall, at least roughly, taking us down 500 points on the day. But I'd say if we inverse this 1-hour fair value gap here, we will see this low here. Maybe not today, possibly tomorrow or into next week. But lots of selling pressure coming on. If someone is on the stream, can you please drop a message in the chat so I can make sure that the cloud bot is working? So price kind of putting up a little bit of a fight here around the 24,500 area. We did break below that psychological support there. Price is trying to push itself back up. Looking weak though. Market's been open now for about 10 minutes. Seen it push down to 24.5 area. Not looking like 24.5 is going to recover. We're going to see lower here. Taking out previous day low and an old previous day low. I mean, before I said on the 1 hour fair value gap, if we saw that inverse, but specifically on this daily, if we see it adverse, we will definitely come down here and take this sell side. We do have some equal lows down here that kind of look pretty interesting. I mean, they've already been swept, but people that are long probably have some stops resting down there. So if we inverse that daily, we may see a bigger move down to around 23,266 area. But that is a long-term target. Moving lower here, down about 60 points from 24.5. Lots of selling pressure. Price may be coming down here looking for a previous week low. Like I said, if we get all the way down there to that sell side, we would drop about another 200 points. Coming up here, about 2 minutes till 15 after the open, when I'll start looking for a little trade here. Alright, it does look like it's working, but for some reason it doesn't seem to be tracking in the loyalty dashboard. I'm not sure why. Alright, so first 15 minutes have passed here. Looking like we might be finding a little leg to stand on down here with all this selling going on. If we throw a fib up on this here and look at it from the 5-minute perspective, that's previous week low to previous week high, or to all-time high there, that the fib is thrown up on. We have retraced to about the 79% level, 70 and a half. We seem to be holding right this second. So a trade I might be interested in here is if we inverse this singular 1-minute fair value gap. I'd probably be interested in a trade something like this. So risk about 100 ticks. We'll go with the even shorter target here. About 314. So if we inverse that 1 minute there, we'll risk about 100 and our target would be about 315. So that's the trade we're looking at here. So we're waiting to see if we get an inversion here on this 1-minute fair value gap. Okay, we just inversed. I'm going to look for a retrace back down to the 1 minute. For an entry. So we got a 1 minute inverse fair value gap. Looking for an entry here. If we get a tap of that inversion to go long, only going for an internal high target here. Nothing too crazy. Looking like we might be getting left without here. We could have just marketed into that trade, but that would have been a little bit more risk than I wanted to take. Still going to leave our order there with the potential for a retrace. Looking like The train is leaving the station without us here. Push down there, going back under the 500 level. We might get filled here and tapped in. Really? Low of that candle. 74. Our order is at 73.50. Tapped in. We are in this trade. Lots of volatility coming in here. We need that inverse fair value gap to hold, but it looks like we're going to be getting immediately stopped out. I'm going to push us back to the upside. Push us up. Stopped out. That is not what we wanted to see. I had a good displacement up there. Maybe looking for a re-entry here. Had my stop a little too close. If we come back and we inverse this 1 minute that formed on that retracement, I'll be looking for a re-entry. Because we have the 70.5% holding there. But we're having some big movement here today. Looking like we got stopped out literally by about 2 points there. Looking at the higher time frame here, definitely still bearish. Trying to take that long was kind of silly. So we inversed this 1 hour fair value gap here. So price definitely wants lower. So we'll flip it instead of trying to catch a long here. Looking for a short. Okay, so we've got this 1 minute fair value gap that held here. And we've also formed these bearish order blocks. So if price comes up to the midpoint of 61.50, so we'll try a sell here at 62, risking about 60 ticks. And we'll just set 200 tick target, 300 tick target. So about 61.50. And immediately stopped out again. I mean, immediately. This movement is just jeez. There's the inversion of that 1 minute. All right, I'm going to switch here to some micros just because getting absolutely demolished. Trying to trade one mini because this movement is so erratic. So we're going to try an entry long right here off this 1 minute fair value gap. I target these equal highs. Stop down here. So it looks like on that very first trade we took, when this 1 minute fair value gap inversed here, instead of having our stop so close to the fair value gap around 448, if we would have put it down here under this low, we would have been fine. But now price is hitting this 1 hour inverted fair value gap. May act as some resistance here. Which we also have the VWAP resting right there. So we have a 15-minute fair value gap. And we also have a negative order block, or sorry, a bearish order block, VWAP, and the 1 hour inverted. So if we wanted to try a short here, I'm going to try a short here, just because we have the VWAP, the 1 hour inverted fair value gap, the order block, and the 15-minute fair value gap. So we're going to try a short. on some micros. Tapped in. We got the VWAP there, the 1 hour inverted fair value gap, 15-minute bearish order block, and 15-minute fair value gap. Looking like we're going to get immediately stopped out again. Rough day today. Excuse me. Market's just moving 100 ticks like every 10 seconds. Crazy volatility today. Apex just dropped a sale, 80% off all accounts, and $85 lifetime PA fees on all sizes. Looking like this 15-minute fair value gap is going to inverse here. And I'm more than likely going to get stopped out. Yep. All right. So I've hit daily max loss on all those Lucid accounts and the My Funded Futures accounts. So I'm going to switch Quantower over to Apex, and I'm going to make sure I flattened all these. I'm disconnecting My Funded Futures, Tradeify, and Lucid. We're done with those. We're going to disconnect from Lucid on Quantower, connect to Apex, and see if we can revive these accounts. Alright, let's clear this chart off completely. Let's reanalyze where we're at here. So we're having a retracement on this 1 hour leg here. We're at the 50% retracement mark. We've closed above this 15-minute fair value gap. Tell me about it, Faye. If I would have just moved my damn stop underneath the swing low point of down here instead of directly under the inverse fair value gap, I'd be up major right now. So looking like we're going to continue this bullish movement here. I need to turn off the ratio here on the apex. We only want to do one contract. I like this entry here because we have supported the VWAP, and we also have that order block. So we have a 1 minute fair value gap. Then we have an order block here. Stop below this low. Looking like we're getting left behind on that trade as well. Alright, here's something else I see. We just inverse this 5 minute. We've got VWAP down here as support. We've also got this breaker. See if we get tapped in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 green 5-minute candles in a row. I should have just put a bigger stop on that first trade. Be up heavy. I'd like to see a little bit of a retracement here, at least back down close to that breaker block. We got a 5-minute inverse. We got a breaker here. We also got the VWAP, which aligns with the breaker. So let's see if we get tapped in here. All right, looking like I'm going to get tapped into this trade, maybe. Tapped in. So we're in at 60475. We'll target a few points short of that first equal high. So we'll go that equal high is at 24,764. So we'll go 24,6175 and stop. We want to do about 2 ticks below the low of this breaker. The low of the breaker is 540.50. So we'll do 540. So this needs to be 540. And our take profit needs to be 61.75. Looking at this on the 1 minute, kind of flagging here. Looking for another move higher. It's a nice reaction we want to see. We're up about 100 ticks on this trade, 120 ticks. That's not what we want to see. We want to see a move to the upside. Looking at a little bit of consolidation here. Come on, we need a push to the upside here. It was a nice breakout here. There we go. Price is trying for it. We've also inversed this 15-minute fair value gap here. That's another good sign. Setting some alerts here. Are we going to push higher here or what? Just consolidating. Well, give us a push up to the upside here. There we go. Price looking like it wants to push higher. We need to take out these highs. Highs taken on NQ. I did not get taken on ES or YM though. No alert for those two. Let's see a nice push here to the upside. Nice continuation up. I have a 5-minute fair value gap here. If we inverse this fair value gap, I will add another contract on with the same target. Not liking the SMT that is formed here. We had NQ take the high, but ES and YM did not. I'd like to see ES and YM come out and take that high. Not liking the SMT that is formed. NQ swept a new high. ES did not. YM had already taken that high. I take my statement back, but we need ES to come up and sweep this high. Looking like we're going to retrace here with this SMT. Not having a good day here. Those first couple trades I took were like immediate stop outs. I mean, it was really like enter, and within under 60 seconds, I was stopped out like the very same or next candle. And the volatility has slowed here as we price consolidates around the 24,600 level, kind of just sitting around 24,620. But we do have another macro about to start in about 3 minutes. So NQ is down about 110 points on the day. ES is down about 24 points, and YM is down 42. We'd like to see all of them continue up and flip green for our target to get hit here. Like to see a target smashed. NQ trying for a higher high here. Looks like we got it. ES and YM still lagging behind here. Nice little push there. If we see that 5-minute fair value gap inverse, I'm going to add on another contract. So we got about a minute and 20 seconds before this candle closes. So if we get a good inverse on that 5-minute there, we'll mark it into another one. Still haven't taken the high on ES. It's trying, but we haven't gotten there yet. YM either. Candle close. We did not inverse that yet. Still have SMT here. NQ made a new high. ES did not. YM did not. Don't like that. We just entered a macro time, so potential for a retrace down here, a move back down. How you doing, Donna? Trying to get this bot to work. The only person showing on the Streamlabs loyalty list so far is myself, and that really doesn't make any sense. No one else is showing yet. So it's supposed to add people to the list once they subscribe. If you're already subscribed, you miss out on those points. But then for every, I think, 5 minutes you watch, you earn a little bit. And hopefully once we start getting some more viewers, we'll use that to run giveaways and things like that. Would really like to see this hold here in ES and YM come and make a new high. Looking to add another contract if we inverse this 5-minute fair value gap for continuation to the upside. Currently sitting at 6 viewers. If anybody is new here, if we get up to 10, I'll do a giveaway for an Apex account. You have to subscribe, like the video, and at least drop a message in the chat. So if you haven't done that, please go ahead and do that. YM made a new high there. Just got an alert that popped up. So YM did make a new high. We're still waiting for ES, who's lagging here. We need all three to be in sync for this thing to move higher. Okay, now it shows that you have some bread, Donna. So I guess the issue is people have to subscribe, and you also have to at least stay streaming for 5 minutes and drop a message in the chat for the bread to start working. So if you're still here, Donna, would you please type bread, exclamation point bread again to see if it updated? Because I'm seeing that you now have 5. How you doing? Made me buy it. No, you're not late. We haven't hit 10 viewers yet today. Been kind of a down day for me with the trading. That morning volatility got me, and as soon as I would enter a trade, I would immediately get stopped out with like the same candle within 60 seconds. So I hit my personal daily loss on my Lucid, Tradeify, and my funded futures accounts, and I've disconnected those from the coffee traders. I'm currently trading these Apex accounts, trying to get them over the goalpost because they're supposed to renew this weekend. And I'd rather not pay a renewal fee. We're just kind of stalled here. $11 o'clock just hit. We did have a new high on NQ and E and YM, but we did not see a new high on ES. All good, Donna. It's part of trading. You can't win them all. These Apex accounts are roughly about 3,000, 4,000 away from passing off the 20 grand profit target. So really would like to try to get those over the goalpost today if possible. Had about, I think, $5,000 worth of drawdown in each of them left at the 7,500. So just got to play it smart here and try not to oversize. Currently in one long NQ. If we inverse that 5-minute fair value gap there on the trading view chart, I will add a second contract. If we do see a retracement down, I would like to see this level hold. We have a 5-minute inversion, a breaker, as well as the VWAP. So hopefully those can keep us up here and not go too deep of a retracement if we get one. Can you hear me? Made me buy it? Here's somewhat of a retracement here. Like I said, I'd like to see this 5-minute inversion, VWAP, and breaker hold up here. I had that big push down off the open recovery here, and now we're just kind of stalled, consolidating. We made a new high. We swept this high here on NQ, did not sweep it on ES, and we swept it on YM. So we do have SMT that is formed there that I am not liking the look of. That's why I think we might get more of a retracement here. Like all the volume just dried up, and that crazy volatility off open, 100.1 minute candles, 50.1 minute candles, and now we're barely moving. Retracing here into a 5-minute fair value gap below this 5-minute inversion. Price about to tap the VWAP here and hit the top of that breaker. Hopefully see a nice rejection back up. But price did push below psychological support at 24.6. It gave it up like it was nothing. Like no fight whatsoever. Like to see this level hold here. Tough day. I don't know about y'all, but today, tough day for me. It normally always happens when I'm at the finish line on passing something or getting close to a payout. I mentally get all jacked up and it passes along into my trading. And I think that's what's going on today. It's good to recognize that. We got about 40 seconds left on this current 5-minute candle being formed. Price came down, retraced, and is holding that 5-minute fair value gap and is also respecting that VWAP. Just gonna let this play out here. I want to add another contract in, but I also don't want to average down on this. Already lost about $1,500 worth of drawdown in these Apex accounts, and don't really want to put more risk on unless I see some confirmation that we're going to continue to the upside here. I'd like to see us reclaim 24.6. Price respect the current 5-minute fair value gap and the breaker and continue up. Okay, price seems to be respecting that 5-minute fair value gap and the VWAP. Hey Natty, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Make sure you're subscribed, like, drop a message in the chat. We get up to 10 viewers, we will run a giveaway for an Apex evaluation, any size of your choice. I like the response we had off that slight retracement there into that 5-minute fair value gap, bouncing off the VWAP and the breaker. Currently have about 100 ticks on this trade again. Would like to see some price, put some gas in the tank here. I do have a auto liquidation time set and rhythmic on these accounts at exactly 12 o'clock Eastern. So we've got about 47 minutes and I will be auto liquidated. So if we go up and we inverse this 5-minute fair value gap here, I'm going to add another contract on. I said that earlier in the stream, but that's what I'm looking at here. And then have the same target. I will move my stop up under this retracement swing low point where we retraced into that 5-minute and respected the VWAP. And we will target the same target up there at 761.75, which is a few points short of that equal high up there. So we're looking for this current 5-minute fair value gap to inverse here to add on another contract for continuation up to these equal highs over here. But we still need to see ES come up and take out this high because NQ and YM both took out that high, but ES did not. I'm only in one contract long currently on NQ. If we close ticks before pips, if we close above this 5-minute fair value gap here, I'll go break even on that one contract. Because adding a second when we close above is going to move my average up. I was thinking below this swing point here would be a good area for a protected stop. Since we came down, we retraced. We respected that 5-minute fair value gap. We respected the VWAP nicely. I think below that low would be good. We need ES to get up there and take out that high. You see YM took it here around 1055. ES did not. NQ took it slightly before 1055. These Apex 300K evals, they are set to renew on the 28th, so I'm trying to get them passed. I think they have 16 or 17 days traded on them. So if I'm being completely honest, these are about the slowest I've ever taken to pass an evaluation in a long, long time. I usually just try to do a new strat and get them passed, instantly off some good, decent 8:30, 9:45, 10 o'clock red folder news, pass in one swoop. But the 300Ks are kind of difficult to do that on because of the profit to drawdown ratio. So, it's a little tough with that when the 50Ks and the 25Ks and even the 100Ks are pretty easy because the ratio is better. The drawdown to profit target ratio, they are better. Where the 300K, it's a hard evaluation to pass, and that's why I was taking my time doing it. But like I said, I would rather not pay that renewal fee that's coming up in 3 days if I don't have to. And I mean, I've had the accounts up to 318, so I'm in a little bit of drawdown right now. I'm down about 1,000 in drawdown. Yeah, the 300K is a difficult one. Makes you want to oversize because you have access to 35 contracts when really, you know, once you get it into a funded state, you don't really need to trade more than 1 or 2 contracts at a time and just take your time because you only got to get the balance to 10,500 to take a $3,500 payout from it. And I mean, you can get you can with 20 accounts, I mean, you can hit a $70,000 payout. So if I get these into the funded state, like I'm hoping to, if price would cooperate here, I'm gonna take my time and look to get a payout end of October. So we're currently bouncing between about 8 or 9 viewers. If once we get 10 in here, I will do a giveaway, like I said, for an Apex account. Any size evaluation of your choice from 25K to 300K, your choice. And today we are going to use the bot for the giveaway. So I set up the Streamlabs cloud bot, which will handle the giveaway. You'll have to type a command into chat to be able to enter the giveaway, and you can only type if you're subscribed to the channel. So make sure you subscribe, like the video, and drop a message into the chat. formed another 5-minute fair value gap there. I'm looking for this 5-minute fair value gap to inverse here. But with us forming this 5-minute and not sweeping this high, I am going to move my stop up and take off some risk. So the low of that candle, 83.75. I want my stop 2 ticks below at 83.25. That's currently where we're at. So we waiting. We'll add second contract if we inverse this 5-minute fair value gap. So I don't like how we are stalling at this level though. And the ES still did not take out that high. I don't like that either. Like to see price respect this 5-minute. We also have psychological support at 24.6. Have to move the label over there. So we need to see that level hold there. Yeah, like I said, currently sitting at about 7. If we get 10, I'll go ahead and I'll run a giveaway. ES currently sitting around its 5-minute VWAP level. Looking like we're going to inverse this 5-minute here on NQ. I'm not liking the look of that. I'm not going to close though. I'm going to leave my stop where it is. Looking like we're probably going to get stopped out here. AES finding some support on its VWAP and in that 5-minute fair value gap, which is also a BPR because it overlines with that inversion. YM made a new internal low. It swept this low where ES has not and NQ has not. We need this psych level at 24.6 to hold. Price just broke through 24.6. That's not what we want to see. About to eat my stop loss for dinner here. Price currently sitting on the VWAP. I'd like to see a pushback up over 24.6 or I am getting stopped out here. And here comes my stop. Edging my stop. ES made a new internal low. YM made a new internal low, but NQ has not. I would say maybe this will work out in my favor, but I doubt it, and we would have an internal SMT at that low, that 5-minute swing point. But I don't think I'm going to get that lucky for about the 4th or 5th time this week, because that has happened quite a bit on stream, where price is coming like 1 or 2 ticks away from my stop and not taking it somehow. VWAP, invisible lines, about the only thing holding it up there. Like I said, my guts tell me stop's about to get taken here. Come on, push us back above 24.6. Don't close below that level. Back above 24.6. We're back at 24.6. Push back above. And about 20 seconds left on this candle here. Price hovering right around 24.6. We need to push back above it and not close below. 10 seconds left on the build of this 5-minute. And we close slightly below. Pretty sure my stop's coming. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, ticks before pips. We had a internal sweep on YM and an internal sweep on ES for that internal low, but we looking like we might not get it on NQ. And I will say, the people that have been on the stream this week, that is about the 3rd or 4th time that's happened to me if we continue up here to new highs, where literally price is coming 1 to 2 ticks away from my stop. not taking it and going back in the other direction. Not sure how I keep getting so lucky. I'm not going to call it luck yet. Because ES did sweep here. So ES swept this low. YM swept that low. NQ, this chart looks pretty bad right now. NQ did not sweep that low. So if that level can hold right there, I think we will see higher up here. We need to close back above 24.6 though. That psych level is important. All other strategies aside, the psychological numbers, even numbers, 150, things like that, where people place stops, act as magnets. Closing below it usually means we're going lower. Closing above means we're going to go higher. A lot of times we consolidate within 10 points of a psychological number, which we seem to be doing here. We broke over 24.6, then we moved about 50 points higher, and then we've kind of just been consolidating between 24.650 back to 24.6. So we need to see a push out of this area for a move higher. Got about 27 minutes left before Rhythmic auto liquidates me for the day. I'll be right back. All right, we are back. That's what I like to see. Take a nice bathroom break there. Um, New high on NQ. Still no new high on ES. RYM. Still looking to possibly add a second contract here. We got to get over that 5 minute there. We're hitting a lot. We're hitting a brick wall there every time we get up there. We just broke and got to a new high. We did form a balanced price range here. We had a 5 minute fair value gap, then we inversed the 5 minute fair value gap. Then we went back over it again, so we balanced, rebalanced, and checks and balances on that damn thing. So we're going to give this one, let's do this dark blue color here. That's an area that, you know, was a fair value gap, inverse the fair value gap, then closed back above it again. Need to see ES come up and take out this high. Had a couple viewers drop off there. Like I said, we get up to 10. We will run a giveaway. Yeah, ES has got all different types of equal highs over here on the 5 minute. YM has already taken out that, but it does have some nice resting equal highs up in this area here. I'd like to see a push up to that area on YM. And Q's got some nice equal highs resting above. We're getting a nice move up here on NQ. If we inverse this 5 minute, I will add a second contract here. We did inverse second contract, merging. Put my stop where it was before. Target 61.75. Have I tried funded next? No, I have not. Seeing a lot of commotion, a lot of good things about them online, on Twitter, on social media. I love that they have the payout guarantee. I'm not sure what the hell's going on here, but I am in 3 contracts on all my followers, and I'm only on 2 contracts on the lead. I'm not sure how that happened because I don't have any ratios set up. But if you want to check them out, code SOPF, you get you 10% off their Rapid R Legacy challenges. Come on, give us a big push here. We're going to move our stop up here underneath the low of that inversion, which the low of that inversion was 38.25, so we're going 37.75. Actually, we're going to go a little bit higher here. We're going to go into profit. What the hell just happened? For some reason, I just got taken out of the trade. Somehow the copy trader got all out of whack or something. Kind of pissing me off. I'm not sure what the hell just happened there. It's like when the orders merged, the lead didn't get copied over correctly. That's tough. Okay, this area of resistance here, since we're now out of that trade, this area of resistance that we had a hard time breaking over has now turned into support, where we also have that 5-minute inversion that formed. So I'm going to look to do 1 contract right there. If we get a retracement back to that 5-minute, that's tough, man. Rough day today. I was literally, if I wouldn't have got liquidated like that, I'd probably be okay. But we only have about 15 minutes before auto liquidation time. So ES did come out and take out those equal highs now. YM has not. Looks like we're going to get continuation here on NQ. We're going to go for a little scalp action here. See if we can close this out in the next 15 minutes. So we market it in there, 50 tick stop, 100 tick take profit. Why do I have a quantity of 4 and a quantity of 2 on the lead? Why does that keep happening? My ratio is literally set to 1. I'm going to have to get on Trade Syncer support about that. Come on, give us a push over 24,700 here. Why you keep telling me to let go? I don't even know what you mean when you're saying that. Got about 10 minutes left here. Looking at it on the 1 minute, we've got a big flag that's formed here. I try the same thing, 50 ticks as a stop, 100 ticks as a take profit. Now the orders are coming out right, so I don't know what the hell was going on. So we were at 61.75 before. Thought you were saying let go, not let's go. Let go. Stopped out. I'm going to try one more trade right here inside this fair value gap. I like the displacement up we're getting in that candle. And try one more long here. Either way, I get liquidated here in about 5 minutes. I'm just trying to see if I can get these past here. No rhyme or reason. Nope. Like I said, these accounts renew on the 28th, which would be a $2,400 renewal. So I've either got to pass them or fail them because I don't want to renew them. So target is $20,000 profit. I'm currently sitting at 16. So I get auto liquidated in 1 minute anyway. So because I mean, Apex just came out with the sale today with the special pricing on the 300K for $79 versus my renewal price would be 120. So I'd rather just fail them and get new accounts. And about 15 seconds going to be auto liquidated here. 4 seconds. There it goes. So I'm not really sure what's going on here. But Trade Tinker is all jacked up. There goes the right P&L. So at one point on these accounts today, or from overnight session, I was up about three. Let me do some math here. Waiting for Quantower to reconnect. Come on. It's trying to connect here. Come on. Taking about 15 minutes to connect. Alright, so here's the account overview in Quantower on the accounts. So you can see after fees, still $2,100 profit on each account, but all the status is done for the day. So even if I wanted to trade them, I couldn't because now I'm locked out to the end of the day. The peak balance on these was about 300,000, 318,000. So if I do the math here on the, so if I do some math here on these, if we take the balance and take the auto liquidate threshold and we minus them, so I've still got about $5,447 worth of drawdown left. So I lost about $2,000 worth of drawdown. But tomorrow is basically the last day I'll have to trade before the renewal. And I need to make roughly about $4,000, give or take. Some accounts are at 316.7 and two of the other accounts are at 316. So I need to make 3,300 on 18 accounts and I need to make $4,000 on two accounts in order to pass. So the goal is going to be to try to pass these because like I say, I don't want to take a renewal on them. Because the renewal price would be $120 an account times 20. That'd be $2,400 to renew them. Where Apex just dropped a sale today where the 300K account is only $79. So I'd be paying, an extra $40 an account times 20. So I'd be paying an extra $800 to renew them instead of just buying a new account. So I hope you guys get what I'm saying on that. But for the people that are still here, I'm going to go ahead and do a giveaway anyway, even though there's only 5 people. Just for you guys sticking with me. I'm going to turn the giveaway on, and what you're going to have to do is type in the command target smashed. I'm going to leave it open for 10 minutes. So if you've got anybody that's not on the stream that may be interested in getting an account, they have 10 minutes to get in here, subscribe, and hit the target smash. So giveaway is started. So you need to type !, target smashed in order to enter the giveaway. It tells you exactly what to do from the Streamlabs message right there. Come on. Nobody wants a giveaway, huh? It tells you right there in the Streamlabs message. It says used target smash to enter the raffle. So you have to type in that command. So I'm going to leave it open, like I said, for a few minutes. So if you guys have any friends you want to tell real quick that may be interested in winning an account, tell them to come on and type in target smashed. You have to type in exactly what Killer Viper just typed in, made me buy it. That's what you got to type in. The exclamation point with target smashed. Okay, only 2 people so far. Three people. Give the other people at least another minute or two. While I'm waiting on that, I'm going to go ahead and reconnect Lucid, My Funded Futures, and Tradeify, and go ahead and pull out the daily win and loss. Bring that into the stream. Here's the Trade Thinker P&L for today. I was made $2,100 on the 20 Apex evals. Tomorrow is do or die for passing them. Need about 3,300 to 4 grand between each of the accounts to pass. So tomorrow is going to try to pass, whereas Lucid, we had set a personal daily loss limit on those of 1,000, which we hit. We got wrecked in the morning session. Our Tradeify 150K direct to funded. We also hit our $1,000 personal daily loss limit. And I lost way more than I would like to on them too. My funded futures, 50K course, them funded accounts. I took a payout from them beginning of this week, and the maximum loss limit on those is 50,100. So I've only got about $230 roughly of drawdown left in each of those accounts. So I got to try to recover those and try to pass these Apex evals. If I lose those two My Funded Futures accounts, it's not going to be really that big of a deal because those accounts were from their dollar core account giveaway thing, their $1 billion giveaway. So I would lose $2 that I paid for those. So I'm not going to be completely upset. but I would like to get these apex evals passed here. So we've got about 6 people in the giveaway so far. We got about 4 minutes left. Killer Viper's in there, Maybe Buy It's in there, G-Man's in there, Natty Amali's in there, Jacob ET, and Ticks Before Pips. Trying to give everybody a fair chance to enter here. See if we got any other entries. So right now it's 12:12 at 12:15. How many days do I trade in a weekend? I don't trade on the weekends. I don't trade the Sunday open. I typically only trade Monday through Friday, New York session. The last 2 nights I have broken my rules and traded Asia, trying to help me pass these 300K apex evals here. So I will probably trade Asia again tonight, but I do not trade on the weekends. You got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to enter if you haven't yet. How many trades do I take in one day? If my first trade is a winner, and I make my daily profit goal on my funded accounts, that's kind of why I like those straight to funded accounts with a 20% consistency, because you basically have to make a set amount to meet that consistency target. So it gives me good daily goals. Like on the Tradeify and Lucid 150K straight to fundeds, my daily profit goal is 1800, and my daily personal loss limit is 1000. But sometimes if I hit one good trade off the get-go, I'll just stop. Um, if my first couple trades are red, I'll take more trades than I should. Tilt is one of those things that's very hard to control, even for people that have been trading 10, 20, 30 years. It just happens. And today I can say I kind of tilted on these Apex accounts, entering for no rhyme or reason, but my reason for doing that was because, like I said, I either have to pass them by tomorrow or they're going to renew over the weekend. So I either want to pass or fail them. Those are my only 2 options. So I don't want to renew them when I can just buy new 300Ks for $40 less a piece. All right, 40 seconds left if you haven't entered. I got 6 people that entered. Killer Viper, Made Me Buy It, G-Man, Natty, Jacob, and Ticks Before Pips. So I'm going to go ahead and close the entries on that. Entries are closed, and I'm going to click the pick winner button, and the bot will announce who won. Completely randomized. This is Streamlabs Cloud Bot service, and it's their giveaway built in. So it's completely has nothing to do with me. You enter with a command. I run it for a certain amount of time. I turn it off, and then I click pick winner. So pick winner. Jacob, you won an Apex account, any size of your choice. Congrats, man. Save on prop firms, and I'll put that name in the chat, their handle on Twitter. Send them a message on Twitter saying that you won an Apex evaluation on today's stream on September 25th, and they will get you that promo code. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Wish today would have been a little bit better, but we got one more day of this week. Let's kill it, make it a good one. I'll see you guys tomorrow.